All right, we're recording. Hey guys, what's up? I'm so excited. I was like writing notes down all day today, and well, you probably can't see this from there, but every time I would think of something, I'd like scribble it in the corners and all this. I'm like, oh wait, but this too. And so bear with me a little bit, because if I'm like sort of going off on a tangent, I promise I have notes. I just sometimes I'll like think of something else. And I do talk fast, so I'm not going to be offended if you're like, can you say that again? Like, that's okay. I know that I do. So my name is Amanda Hurst. I've been now officially doing network marketing for 4.5, almost 5 years, which is crazy, and new to le-vel as of September 15th, officially. So excited to have found this company. Prior to that, I was with my last business for 1.5 years, and then my original company for 3 years, and both times was able to do my network marketing business full time, but I've always had le-vel in the back of my head for going on 2 years now, and it was just kind of fate how it worked out, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So other than maybe starting sooner. But so this is kind of my like
bothering you.
Oh, what? Oh, you know what? I'm going to,
If it bothers you.
I always mute it, but you are totally welcome to unmute yourselves. And it's not because you can't just like unmute and chime in. It's only because I'm super ADD. And so I will the train of thought will run off the rails so quickly, and it's more work for you. So just FYI. So my bread and butter of how I built my business for the last few years is definitely through Facebook. I mean, I have an Instagram, but I don't really use it. Like, I have it, but whatever. But Facebook has always been the thing for me. I also was big on like parties in one of my companies and vendor events. And so I love doing stuff like that, but everything for me has been Facebook. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight. And I'll also just sort of preface this by saying, like, this is how I have done things. If you have something that you're doing that's different, that's working for you, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But this is just what I have found. I've done a lot of different, invested a lot of money in doing a lot of like trainings, like online and things like that, learned a lot. And so a lot just kind of compiled what I've learned for myself over the years, but there's no like, this is the only way to do something. So if something that you're doing is different, it's working, and you're getting results, then don't totally change your course if you're getting results from whatever it is that you're doing. This is just how I have learned, and it's been most effective for me. So I'm honestly could probably talk about Facebook and Facebook marketing for like 24 hours straight. But I've kind of broken it down into 3 categories. So content, getting interactions, and visuals on your Facebook, and like how it looks to people, how to be interacting to get the most results, and then what content you're actually putting out. So those are kind of the 3 like little buckets I kind of made notes about tonight. And I'll say this as well. Facebook is always changing. Like, you've probably heard of like the algorithm, right? Like, which I love and hate at the same time, because I hate it because it makes us totally overthink everything we're sharing. But at the same time, it's very true that Facebook has a little rating scale for each of us and what we share and what we post. So it's kind of good to like know and have it in the back of your head, but don't let it rule your whole life, because then you'll just be like that analysis by paralysis. Like you just don't do anything because you don't know what's right. So it is always changing. What worked on Facebook a year ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, last year, it's always different. So that's why I'm always kind of doing things to learn. And so it's been probably the last I would say 6 months, they made a lot of big changes, as in like keywords that were being flagged and things like that. So just know that if someone's watching this in like 3 years, it could be totally different. Like, no one knows. So don't get too hung up too quickly. So as we're going through all this, I want you to have this kind of visual and this idea and analogy in your mind, is that your Facebook wall, your Facebook is like your own TV channel, and everything that goes through the news feed is like the DirecTV guide. So people are scrolling through the guide looking for what to watch, and you are one of the channels on there. So when you think about it that way, it kind of makes your content come out a little bit differently. And that is honestly the biggest piece of, we'll just all take a shot for every time I say content, and we'll be stumbling to our beds. Okay. So I'll say it all the time. So content is like key. And what that means is like actually the words that you're saying, what you're posting, the feelings that you're invoking by what you're sharing. So people, if you're thinking about your television and you're scrolling through the guide and what you want to watch on TV that night, people want to watch things that either make them laugh or make them cry or make them feel like something. They're not going to go to a channel and like, oh, you know what? I really want to watch that infomercial on that air fryer. Like, oh, Total Gym, sign me up. Like they're going to look for like Lifetime or like something that makes them feel good. So think about it that way. Of course, when we're watching something on TV, there's always going to be commercials and people are just used to that. So it doesn't mean that you cannot put your business on your Facebook. Those are just the commercials, but people aren't going to choose that if that's what is showing up on their guide. So when you're thinking about posting about your product or the business, here's a couple of tips. Don't think, how can I share about this product or how can I share about this business? Think about what story can I work this product or this business into? Like, what anecdote can I incorporate this in so it makes them a little curious about what I'm talking about, but they're reading it for the story. I'll give you 2 examples, and you can go to my Facebook right now and look at them because I actually did them today, so it was easy to come up with 2 examples. So I posted about the products today, and I told a story, and like I didn't make this up, it really happened. So sometimes you have to get creative with like trying to work it into a story, but I forgot to take my capsules this morning. I've been in such a routine that I forgot to take them and I was drained today. And so I made like a post about how I was sitting on the couch and I was about to like fall asleep and I realized, oh snap, I didn't take my capsules. I took them, I was fine and whatever. And it was just, I made it like a little picture of me with like my coffee mug like this. But that was me sharing about the product, but it got a lot of like laughing reactions and whatever because it was a story. Today, when I posted about my check and our commissions posting, I texted my husband, and this is where I say like, obviously this stuff just did naturally kind of happen, but I'm using it as an example. I texted him what I made and he responded back to me and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to change my Amazon gift list, like, or whatever. Like, oh, hey, that's some great money. And so I was like, my husband is like, I don't know what to do with him. He's crazy. And I posted that, but like, and then I added something in there like Tuesdays are the best now, weekly pay, #weekly pay, whatever. So it wasn't like, hey, I just got paid. This is so amazing. It was like a funny, like little thing. So working a story into what you're still getting the point across, but they're curious to read it because it's not just, this is what happened. You know what I mean? So, and the whole premise behind that is every single post that you make, put this kind of filter on it for yourself. Is this post going to make somebody know me more, like me more, or trust me more? Because if you're posting something funny, they're going to like you more. If you're posting something that's personal to you, that's being vulnerable and opening up, they're going to know you more. If you are sharing some serious like science and like you know what you're talking about with the products, they're going to trust you more. So whatever you're posting, before you hit that post button, think, how are they going to know me, like me, or trust me more by me sharing this? And if you do that, then when you know how people say like, okay, you need to do 2 business or product posts a day, 2 personal posts a day, 2 funny posts, like whatever. If you have that sort of filter on it for yourself, it doesn't even matter if it's a product or a business post. It's just a post, but it's good content. So then you won't have to worry about, am I posting about the products? Like, no, you're posting about a funny or a sweet or a cool story. Like if your kids take the kid vitamins, post a story about how your kid was so nervous to try another vitamin and she took a sip of this and I'm so excited that she'll finally, be getting all vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like whatever, that's a product post, but it's good content. You know what I mean? And here is, so let's like break it down. This is me personally. Less is more sometimes on Facebook. I personally, and this is where that like stupid algorithm thing gets in the way of stuff, but it is valid. It is true of what they're currently doing on Facebook. I don't post more than 4 to 5 times a day. And I separate my posts at least 2 hours between when I post, unless there's something like super exciting or like, it's whatever. But, and I'll go over like before and afters and like all of that stuff at the end. But for me personally, less is more. I'm going to get 20 posts or 20 likes on one post an hour versus 2 likes on 3 posts in a row that maybe that's not right math. But quality is over the quantity. It used to be 2 years ago on Facebook, you wanted to make sure you posted something once an hour because then it was going to be in the news feed and this and that. But like that's not really how Facebook is anymore because everyone is complaining so much about ads on Facebook, like paid ads. the Facebook gurus are like, okay, we're going to flag these certain keywords. And if someone's post is getting a lot of comments and interaction, and I'll talk about that in a second, then we're actually going to put it in the news feed more. So if you are posting like we used to be taught to do a couple years ago, like every hour, Facebook is like, no one's reacting to this. We're not going to show any of Amanda's stuff anymore, like today, because no one's posting on her stuff. When I just saw a comment. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I said I talk fast. So please, it's okay if you want me to repeat something. I really don't mind. So less is more, quality over quantity. If you want to post every 5 minutes on Facebook, here's what you need to do. Use your Facebook story. Okay, those are getting a lot. If people are watching and replying to your stories, Facebook is rewarding your post and they're putting them in the newsfeed. It's like they're giving them a little gold star. The more interaction you get in any area of Facebook, they're giving your post a little gold star and they're going to like flag it in the, oh, here's my daughter. I told you what happened. They're going to flag it in the feed and be like, ooh, look at this one. Or like say you're going through the DirecTV guide, it's going to be like a sponsored show. All right. So the more interaction you get, the more that you use the story. So if you're like, but like I want to post my lunch, but I just posted a really great vulnerable post an hour before, post your lunch in your story. I mean, people are still going to see it. You can still be active and present, and your face will be the first thing they see when they go to their news feed. Okay. I lost my place. Okay. And I could honestly, I didn't even make total notes about live video because that's another tangent that I could talk about for an hour, but just to put it out there, live video like 3 times a week. It's just, Facebook rewards it. It makes all of your other posts show more. It's the biggest way for somebody to know you, like you, and trust you. When they see your personality come across. I can't tell you how many times I'll run into somebody at like the grocery store that I haven't seen in years, but they're my Facebook friend. And they're like, oh my God, I love watching your Facebook lives. And I'm like, you never comment or like on them, but they're seeing all of my stuff. So just get your pajamas on, love, and the dad will put you to bed, okay? I love you. How was it? Good? Good. Okay. So Facebook Live is a big thing. Okay, I'm live on the thing right now. Okay. So that's a huge thing. Now again, like what you're talking about and how you interact with people, like that's a whole nother tangent, but just pencil that in the back of your mind, like doing it, like we could even talk more about it. I could do a live about Facebook Lives, but it's a big, big piece of how Facebook sees you. You don't have to have like a super 1 hour long, like motivational, whatever. Like you see these people that go live all the time and they like get all these interactions and shares in this. You can go live and bake cookies with your kids, okay? Or go live and show something funny that your dog is doing. Like it's just you, by actually doing it, it's rewarding you. So at least I do 5 posts a day max, and I try to do at least 3 live videos a week. And the idea behind these posts that you're doing, and we talked about like sharing a story, sharing an anecdote, think about the idea behind it, other than knowing, liking, and trusting you, is you want them to have a reason to comment and say, what is that? Or tell me a little more about that. Now, the company that I was with before, under no circumstances did you say the name of the company. Did you have the product logo in there? Like it was like almost, it wasn't almost, it was too much curiosity. People were kind of like, why aren't you saying what this is? However, if you are only showing thrive, then they're like, okay, I'm going to change the channel. Like I know where to get Thrive. I'm going to change the channel. So, so it's, you can have curiosity without completely hiding what you're doing. I mean, honestly, if anyone's going to see you with the DFT, I can't see me. If anyone's going to see you with the DFT on, if they don't, they're either going to ask what it is or they know it's le-vel. So it's not like you can really hide that, and you shouldn't have to. But you want to leave them just enough to say, wait, what? Wait, you said what about it? Wait, it does what? Like just enough so that somehow it leaves them asking a question at the end. So with the like 4 to 5 posts that I do a day, I stick to 3 F's. And I say I want it to be funny, family, or fierce. What that basically means is something funny that people can relate to, something personal, sharing my kids, sharing my pets, sharing a hobby, something I love, or fierce, like super motivational, super inspiring, super make you think, super like get over yourself, take a leap of faith. So funny, family, or fierce. And of course, when there's like a big promo going on, or it's the end of the month or something, there's exceptions to that. Like, don't not share something that's happening because you're like, oh, what F does this fall under? Like, there's promotions for a reason. It's a promotional thing. If there's like, same thing on TV. If the president is speaking somewhere, they interrupt the channel and they post it on all of the local things. Like, so if something exciting is happening, you can, of course, share it. People need to know. But every day when we're trying to create our like basic engagement, that's what I try to stick to. Now, let's talk about before and afters and like I call it call to actions, which basically means you're straight up telling people, I want you to get started as a customer. I want you to get started on my team. I do a call to action. I like to keep it to around 3 times a week as well. So I'll be dripping and creating curiosity, momentum, people interacting and liking it. And so then say Monday and Tuesday, I don't say, get started as a customer for X dollars off, or get started, whatever. But then Monday and Tuesday, I don't actually say, here's how you buy it. But they're watching and they're seeing. And then Wednesday, I'm offering, let's just use an example if you got credits to use. You're like, I'm offering $20 off to the next 2 people that are ready to try this experience that I've been sharing. You better believe that they've been ramping up, like wondering. And then all of a sudden you're going to say like, boom, here's how you do it. Of course they're going to be like, all right, what did you just, whatever. But if it's every single day, then they have no reason to do it on Monday because they're going to see it again on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I try, and same thing for the business. So I'll share, I'm so excited about my weekly pay. I'm so excited about post something about my team or whatever. But then on, say Friday, or honestly, one of the best times to post call to actions for your business is Sundays and Mondays because people are so over going to work. But then Sunday I'll say, have you ever thought about doing what I do? Have you seen, and you're curious about this, drop a flame emoji and I'm going to send you some information. Let's talk if this is the right thing for you. But they've been like watching all week and feeling not like I've been pressuring them into it. So I'd like to do those type of things. And same thing with before and after. I consider a before and after photo a call to action because I'm sharing that in order for them to get it, So I'll post, I would say 2 to 3 times a week a before and after photo, and then say, you've been watching my journey with this. Why aren't you ready to have the success like me and Michelle or whatever, So, but again, if I do it every day, if they wanted it, but they would do it. But so it's kind of like ramping up you're hope this isn't going to offend anybody. All of your posts throughout the week are like foreplay. And then you're like taking your pants off when you post the before and after picture. Okay. So you can't do that like every single day. Like you've got to like put it in the microwave before you know what I mean? All right. Or not put it in the microwave. What do they say? Microwave, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Tara, I didn't write that down, but it just came to me. So I do that like 3 times a week because I want to drip on them all of the fun stuff and curiosity and know, liking, and trusting me. And then I hit them with a before and after. I hit them with an offer to be a customer. I hit them with a business promotion. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, I've been watching this. I do kind of got to know. Okay, just because you're only doing that a few times a week, like the straight up ask, doesn't mean that you're not still posting all of the other things. That's creating your personality. That's getting them to know you. That's getting, your engagement so that when you do post those things, they actually get seen. Because this whole stupid algorithm, if we post that all the time, Facebook flags words like business, company, bonus, blah, blah, blah. So if we do it all the time, it's not going to be seen in our newsfeed. How many times have you posted a picture of your kids and it gets like 25, 50 likes, and then you post something exciting about the business and it's like crickets? It's because Facebook knows what you're doing. Like they make $1 million a year. So, but if throughout the week you're creating all of that interaction and excitement, they're not going to be as pissed when you post something about it a couple times. Does that make sense? So it's more effective, again, quantity over quality. So I feel like that's a good transition into interactions because we're talking about that. So here, I kind of said it a little bit, but I'll make it more like clear, cut, and dry. The more that people comment on your Facebook, the more Facebook is going to feature you in the TV guide, in the newsfeed. The more that you go and comment on other people's things, the more they're going to feature you in the TV guide. The more that you private message with someone, the more they're going to feature you. So Facebook has the idea that, all right, clearly Amanda is getting comments on her post. Clearly Amanda is commenting on these people's posts. Clearly Amanda is talking to them privately. Clearly this is a real friendship. So we're going to show her off to other people so she can make more friendships. So, and I'll tell you this, it actually does have to be a comment, a like, a laugh, a wow, doesn't, oh, you're welcome, love you too. So a like, a share, like that doesn't technically count as an interaction to Facebook. Anyone can go through and like Instagram, like heart, 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 heart. Really just genuinely thoughtful comments. It's better if it's longer than like 50 characters, I think it is. So if you just comment like cool, you're still interacting and that's great. But say you say someone posts a picture of their kid, right? And you say that's or cute. That's I don't think Facebook technically counts that. But if you're like, oh my goodness, she is getting so big, so adorable. Boom. Facebook is like, Amanda clearly knows Michelle. We're going to keep showing Michelle Amanda's stuff and whatever. A way that I get myself and other people's news feeds with interaction, I'll give you guys a little tip. So what I like to do is you can go on your Facebook on your 3 little lines and you can go to your friends, okay? And it lists all, oh no, technically I'm sorry, you have to do it on your computer. My bad. Okay, you have to do it on your computer. But you can go to your friends list from your computer and it alphabetizes your friends list, okay? Every day I go through the letter of the alphabet. So say it's the first day of the month. I will go through every single friend of mine that starts with the letter A, and I'll go to their Facebook. If they're not active, I delete them because Facebook sees how many friends you have that you don't interact with. So sometimes more friends is not better. Interactive friends is better. So if they haven't been active in months and months and months, I unfriend them. If they have been active, I go through and I comment on their stuff. It's only one letter of friends though, guys. So in 26 days, you will have gone through your entire friends list, commenting and interacting with them, and they're going to start seeing more of you. And you do that once a month, right? So I'm going to just leave these comment windows open so I don't miss it. Yes, and so it's huge. And because when you're commenting on them, it's so funny how when you start to see more people, and it's because you're interacting with them. So let's talk about birthdays for a second. Everybody sends everyone a message on their birthday, right? Here's a little sneaky thing that I do. I don't message them or comment on their birthday. The only reason I have Snapchat is for this very specific reason. I go and I pull up the filter that changes my voice and I make a super short, like 20-second video clip and I say, hey girl, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I'm the worst friend. I just realized that I missed your birthday. I feel terrible. I hope you had an amazing day. I want to hear about all the things that you did. Please, please, please forgive me. I'm the worst, but happy, happy, happy belated birthday. Because here's the thing, you guys. Everybody and their mother is messaging them on your birthday. You're not special. You are. So it's better than not doing anything at all. But I prefer to send them a belated birthday because then they're not bombarded in their inbox with other network marketers. And I can say, so what did you do yesterday? Did you have fun? What did you do? And I'm telling you, I send that super funny video. My voice is changed on Snapchat or whatever. And they're like, oh my God, you seriously just made my whole day. That's hilarious. And we start a conversation. So that's how I get, and that's private messenger. Private messenger is big, big points from Facebook. So I send that in a private message. Here's another thing that I do to put out interaction so that I can get interaction. I set my timer on my phone for 4 minutes. We all have okay, I was trying to hide. I'm drinking a beer, you guys. I'm sorry. I was trying to sneak out of my thing. Whatever. I'm having a Bud Light. So
it's all right. If you're going to drink, I'm going to smoke my cigarette openly. So go for it.
But it's not, this is number 1, so I'm fine. But so I will set my timer for 4 minutes. We all have 4 minutes. Oh, love you, Ashley. We all have 4 minutes. Set it on my phone. And all I do is I go through I go to my friends list, I go to a Facebook group, I go down my news feed, and I comment on people's stuff for 4 minutes, right? It takes me probably 15 seconds to type a message. So if you're like, okay, well, I want to make sure I'm remembering to interact with those posts and say your daughter is so cute, congratulations on your wedding, you're a beautiful bride, blah, 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 whatever. But it makes me way more intentional. I'm like, all right, I've got 2.5 minutes left. You can get through so many things in 4 minutes if that's all you're doing. All you're doing. It takes my husband 3 times that long to poop, okay, on the toilet. So you can sit there for 4 minutes and do it, all right? So let's talk about how people are going to interact with your stuff, okay? So you want to make statuses and Facebook Lives that are going to actually start conversations. All right. It used to be that you could post something like, do you like Pepsi or Coke? And it was like the number of comments that you got that gave you all of the Facebook points. Now it is the number of replies back and forth. So you want something that's going to actually start a conversation. So ask something more than a yes or no question. Facebook wants you to be friends with them. So when you have replies going in the comments, it goes back and forth. So I'll give you an example of 2 things I posted today. And I actually didn't even plan on doing this today, but I did do 2 totally different things. So the first thing I posted this morning was that there was a really, really sweet episode of Doc McStuffins on TV, and I cried. And so I was like, all right, anyone is lying if they say that they don't cry during kids' movies or something. What is your, kid movie tearjerker? That's a very open-ended question, okay? So as people were commenting, I replied back to them. And I think there was probably 4 actual comments and then replies, okay, which is still really good. And then today I posted, I won't get into it because I'll go off on a tangent about what I want to do with my freaking hair, but I posted about 4 different haircuts I thought I might want to get. Well, 3. One was just a joke. And so I just did it A, B, C, or D. So people were only leaving 1-letter answers. I think A, I think B, I think C. So I had to be a little more creative, but I still went through and replied to them. Different comments for each one. Someone said C, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous about that though. Someone would say B, and I would be like, I don't know if I can pull it off, or something like that. Now, posts like that where it's a really simple reply, you could get hundreds of comments. You could get 40, 50 comments on it. Really, in Facebook's eyes, if you're replying to, so if you want to post a really vague one like that, but you're still going to reply, at least the first 15 or 20 comments, reply something back to that and see who goes back to you. You don't have to, if say you get 50 comments, you don't have to reply to all 50 of them, but at least the first 15, because at that point then obviously Facebook knows you're popular. Okay. So.
And you guys, Amanda, breathe for a minute. I want to throw something in there while you're on that subject. People want you to make it about them. They're going to be more apt to comment on your posts if you make it about them. So for example, today I put up, you guys drop your favorite horror movies, damage me. Well, it's about them, what they like. So I've got 60 to 100 comments on there. Stupid posts like that, but they're going to do more than just one word. They're going to explain the movie. They're going to tell you where to find it. They're going to tell you what year it's in. So you guys, that's still building your business. If you go and look at my Facebook, 3 posts today, I freaking killed it. And I watch Amanda's freaking trainings all the time for the last 4 years. So I know how to work Facebook. But making it interactive about them. What was the other one I put up?
A cuss word or just word, but it was most of them were cuss words.
Oh, I did one. Here, Michelle, did you see mine? Okay, I'm walking around my house with just my shirt on. Oh my God, I'm so good. I can only see my head. Okay, I did a post that was about nap time because my daughter literally screams and wants to kill everyone during nap time. So that was crazy today too. So kids ones are definitely huge.
Yes, where do you and I told somebody else this today. I was like, we can all think of things that start the conversations, but think of something that you actually want to reply and talk about. Where are you getting all of your kids' fall clothes from? Or one of the girls on our team, her daughter's first birthday party is coming up, and she's like, so should I ask where their favorite restaurant is or something like that? And I was like, no, ask people if they could give any advice on a kid's first birthday party. You can actually give genuine comments back to that. You know what I mean? It's easy to think of conversation starters, but think about what do you actually crazy thought genuinely want to know, you know what I mean? So with something that actually happens in your life or with your kids or with whatever. I mean, it's so true. And here's a little rule of thumb. I promise you, I swear to God, this is my first beer. Rule of thumb that I follow is if I post something and at the end of the night I look through, if it has less than 3 comments or less than 3 likes, I delete it. Because, and we're going to talk about this in a second, what someone sees when they go to your Facebook page. Also, Facebook keeps that on file, her friends didn't really like that. And so if it has less than 3 likes or less than 3 comments, I just delete it. It doesn't mean you can't post it again in a couple days. Maybe it'll get different reaction or something like that. But that's just me, and it's worked well. So the other thing you can do, you guys, if you, that's like kind of not really that relevant. Never mind. There is an option that you can tap on your post, like when you go to delete it, and it can say hide from timeline. So if it's like a really good before and after that you got like a comment on, but you still want it to float around the news feed, you can hide it from your timeline so people don't go to your thing and see, oh, she only got one comment on that post. And again, your comments and likes are not your value as a person. This is just strictly like Facebook and what's going to make you more money, okay? But like, you know, they only got one comment, but you still want that. If you hide it from your timeline, it still circulates your news feed. It just.
And you guys, sorry, Amanda, but you're hitting so many freaking things. You're just giving me a million aha moments. I'm noticing on a lot of your timelines, you guys, we tag each other in everything. You need to set your Facebook that you have to approve the tags, because when I'm going to your Facebooks to see if you're posting enough, all I'm seeing is all the tags you were in. Those are not considered posts, you guys. So when I say, have you posted it all today? And you're like, well, yeah, I've been posting all day. No, honey, those aren't yours. That looks like total shit, and it looks like spam. So please make sure that there's an option on Facebook. If you don't know how to do it, please reach out to one of the leaders and ask them how to do it, where you have to actually approve anything that's tagged or anything with your name in it. Because I'm telling you what, if I didn't do that, my before and afters, that would be on my page 2,000 times because everybody tags me in it. And I would never, I wouldn't be an 80K. I'd be like starting a job cleaning houses right now.
You can come to mine. That'll be great. But the last 2 weeks, my dog's fur looks literally like tumbleweeds floating across the wild, wild west. But so, and I was like, because that's so true. So what it will do is it'll send you a notification. It doesn't mean that you're not still tagged in it. It's just, it will say, do you want to add this to your timeline? And the only ones I usually like approve on my timeline are if it's like a promotion, like know that they're going to see that. So if it's somebody welcoming someone to the team, we want to know that, we want to be tagged in it, we want to love on it. But someone's going to look at your Facebook, and that's actually the next thing I have is what people see when they come to your page is they're going to see that and be like, wait, she's not in this picture, but she didn't post it either. So I'm kind of confused. You know what I mean? So it's in the settings, and definitely reach out to somebody because it does make a big difference. And I didn't even know that was a thing until several months ago, just because I wasn't really tagged in a lot of stuff before. But so, all right, let's talk about your page. And someone is coming to your Facebook page, okay? First of all, just a little thing, I didn't even write this down. Hide your friends, hide your friend list. There's a way that you can go to settings and say hide friends. And it's not because you want to hide them. It's because that way someone who's like, there's a lot of people that certain companies train people to go add friends and then go to their friends list and add. But also if we're all still growing our networks. And I personally, when I go through my letters of the alphabet every day, I do delete people that are inactive on Facebook. So my friend count goes down, but I want to look like I'm a very popular, attractive, wonderful person that they want to know, like, and trust, right? So it will hide the number of friends that you have. So if you're still growing your network, you could have 5,000 friends for all they know. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. And then it also keeps somebody from coming to your page and clicking on Amanda's friends and just adding them all on Facebook, which, I mean, if they want to add, if they would accept it, if they don't know them, then that's fine, but you know what I mean? So this is the first note that I wrote down on, for like visuals of our Facebook is that I put, the jig is up. Like, okay, Facebook knows, our Facebook users can spot a network marketer from a mile away, especially a spammy one, okay? So, your cover photo, your bio, your pictures or whatever, especially if you're going through, and we haven't even touched on like networking and adding friends from like groups and stuff like that. But I personally do a lot of networking through Facebook. I, of course, add people as friends in person, but I have a way of going through and adding friends from groups and Facebook pages, not just adding them, but how to get them to send me a friend request. And I want my page to look like someone they want to be friends with, not buy a product from. And so my bio is about my family. It's about, it doesn't have a business in it. It doesn't have whatever. Now that doesn't mean that you can't say that you like health and wellness, or it can't say that you are an entrepreneur. Okay. Like stuff like that. It just means that if someone is stumbling across, like say you make a comment in a Facebook group, right? And they're like, oh my God, that Amanda girl is so funny. I want to like look at her page. And she's like, and it's like business, cover photo of the experience as my thing. Like they're gonna be like, oh, she's just gonna sell me something. So I make it like someone that they'd want to be friends with. So people are gonna stalk you a little bit before they add you. So sorry, I'm just like reading my note. I don't know what that, I know what that means. Okay. So yeah, so you can of course put things like, if you like, now me personally, obviously health and wellness is not, I mean, I love these products, but I'm not like a health nut. I'm not going to pretend to be, you know what I mean? I have to come to everybody for any ingredient question ever. So that's not what I'm putting, but I do say that, well, I technically am getting my like life coach license. So I think mine says like success coach, undomesticated, and loves Bravo television or something like that. It's all about me. But if you really are like obsessed with health and wellness and nutrition, put that in there. It's like, you know, come up with something catchy. But if your business, if photos of the products are in your cover photo, if it's on your profile picture, again, like I said, Facebook has changed so much that now people, even if they think you're awesome in a Facebook group or if they stumble across your page, they are so turned off by other people in the companies doing it the wrong way that they would rather not have you as a friend because they've been burned by so many other people. So it's just something to think about. Now, this is just a really random tip that I can't remember where I learned it. I write a lot of long, lengthy, vulnerable posts. I get really like real. I share a lot of like, I type as if I'm talking. Like you could go back through any of my like Facebook and stalk, use, abuse, anything, whatever. When I say use and abuse, I can say that so many times. I just mean like, go learn from it, use it. It's public. I want to help everybody. When I post like a really, really long post, you'll notice it like, I don't type more than 2 sentences without hitting the enter line. And here's why. This is such a weird tip, but honestly, I get so much more interaction on these longer posts now. This is so silly to say it out loud like it's a real thing, but it really has helped me. People's eyes are drawn to the white on the screen. So if you're typing a really, really long post, you could be saying like life-changing things, but they're going to see a block of text and they're just going to scroll right through it. But if they read one line to 1-2 sentences at a time, they're going to read that post until the end. So make sure you're setting yourself up to have the most available. So if you're wanting to put like, because you're going to post like 4 to 5 times a day, so you're going to want to really pack a punch with what you're sharing. You want people to know, like, and trust you. You want to say a lot. You want to be vulnerable. You want to really put your full personality out there. So if you're going to type up something really long that's going to really hit a lot of people in their heart, you want them to read the whole thing. So after the first or second sentence, enter and make an extra space because they're going to have to keep reading. You're going to get them with like the hook in the beginning. Like I usually I'll give you this as a tip. If you do one sentence as your first thing, your second sentence, so one sentence, enter, second sentence, enter, third sentence, here's why, or this is why, what I learned was, they have to click the keep reading to keep going, and then they're going to keep reading your whole post. Like I said, I know that seems like a super nitty-gritty, nitpicky thing, but like it's quantity. Like people are really going to read it. I didn't write this down, but it made me think of this. What Facebook rewards the most more than anything else is when somebody shares your content, other than live video. Live video is like the #1. Facebook like gives everybody all the gold stars. But the second thing is, aside from just interacting in those relationships, is if somebody shares your post. However, Facebook is smart, and if you say the word share, this is crazy. They even have it to be picked up in your live videos. If I say share this video, like now I'll hit like, click the little arrow in the bottom right. Like it's just creepy how much they're in our houses and the craziness. But but say you post something, like I remember, just as an example, what I'm trying to like get across is you want your stuff to go viral. Like you want people to say like, this is really good stuff. My Facebook friends need to read this. And then Facebook is going to put it to even more of your friends. So I took this is TMI, but whatever. I have a Mirena. I'm not getting pregnant anytime soon, but I was feeling like I might have been pregnant. And so I took a pregnancy test and it was negative. And I posted a picture of a negative pregnancy test and I made a long post and I said something about how women, like how people are always posting positive pregnancy tests, but they never post the disappointments. It's hard when you're trying. No one knows the struggle. You don't want to talk about it because then you have to keep saying that you're not getting pregnant. Like I just made this long post. You guys, that got shared, I think, over 300 times. People were sharing it into their infertility groups. They were sharing it into whatever. And it's a really true thing for me. I mean, Chris struggled for 2 years to get pregnant. But so I'm not saying like make up a sob story that isn't true, but I'm just saying I didn't have to post that. I could have been like throwing it away and be like, you know, whatever. But I was like, this is content that people need to hear. It's going to help somebody. I've been through it. I'm going to share it. And people shared it into Facebook groups that those people in the group shared it on their timeline. I think I made a list because I was keeping up with those like people that shared it and commented on it that I didn't know. 115 people that I ended up sending a private message to then saying, thank you so much for your love on my post. I know this is like tough for so many of us, whatever. Now that was I'm not saying that happens every day, but I'm just giving that as an example of like, when you think about a good quality post of you, if you're given 4 buckets in a day, you want to fill those buckets all the way up. So make it something that people are going to want to share. You have a story, okay? You have something that you can share with someone that is going to help them. You've been through something, you're going through something that may not seem like a huge deal to you, but it's going to help somebody else. And if you're just no holds bar, put it all out there, people are going to want all their friends to see it. They're going to know, like, and trust you, because when you have all of that, then people actually care what you're selling. You could have the best product out there, which I believe we do. But if they don't know, like, and trust you, they don't care. So, I mean, some of them might, but you're going to see so much more response to your business posts when you start sharing yourself and you start sharing your family and you start sharing your heart and you start sharing your motivation and your feelings and your story. Then when you do say, this is a product that has changed my life, they're going to be like, oh, Amanda, that's that girl that, what is it? You know what I mean? And we hear that all the time. They're buying you, not the product. But what does that really mean? It really means like we have to put the emphasis on setting ourselves apart, being vulnerable, because not only is it going to grow your business, but it's going to really help somebody. And you may not have a super sob story that whatever, you have something, even if it's something silly. Like I posted the other day about my kid teething. I posted a picture of him looking screaming, his mouth wide open, and I was like, moms, you're doing a good job. Do you know how many people comment on that private message to me, whatever? Like, just be honest. Say the things that people don't want to say, and people will respect you for it, and be yourself. Like, you don't have to be like me and just sometimes overshare and whatever. Like, I posted my leg hair on Facebook today, you guys. I'm not saying that you have to go that far. What I'm saying is you want people to really know you. And if sometimes we feel like, oh, this isn't the right thing to say, oh, this word is flagged, oh, I didn't post it at this right time of day, just be yourself. Be aware that what you post matters and that Facebook does, filter through things, but just be yourself. Take the pressure off of you. Have a couple of little rules for yourself that you set by. Okay, like I know if I look at my last post and it was before 2 hours, I'll save it and post again. Here's another cool hack. You can type out a really long you could type out a whole post, you can add pictures, you can edit it, whatever, and you can hit cancel, and you're going to have a mini heart attack. But then it's going to give you the option to save draft or discard draft. I do that all the time. I want to post something, but I'm like, I want to wait until the evening when more people are going to be on Facebook or whatever. I write it all out, I save it. As soon as you go to type something on Facebook again, boom, there it is. It's like basically typing your post out for you in advance, but instead of saving it in your notes section, you're just saving it and you're getting locked and loaded on your Facebook. So that's kind of off on a tangent, but those are all the notes that I have. What else, Michelle? Anything else or any questions that you guys have specifically? Anything? I know I talked fast. My armpits are like really sweaty right now. So it's just so hot. Bra strap, sweat, and the underwire. I hope this was helpful. And again, I could have repeated so many things you already know. Sometimes it just helps to hear something from somebody else. But I think that really the big thing, if you can keep in your mind before you click that post button, does this further them knowing me, liking me, or trusting me? And if I was flipping through my TV guide as my news feed, would I want to stay subscribed? Would I still want to pay for Showtime if it was all commercials. You know what I mean? So like kind of take a look at that and see. And don't overcomplicate it, but also sometimes we overcomplicate it the opposite way. We think we have to know everything about these business posts. And if we could just be ourselves and work ourselves into it, I always just like to look at what I'm sharing from the eye of somebody that's skeptical. I look through the eyes of a skeptic, and I'm like, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to change their mind and subtly let them get to know me so that, like I said, when the foreplay is done and I hit them, they're like, all right, take me, I'm yours. Okay. So, that's the, I don't know, maybe I need to make this video not public when I share it, but, yeah. Anything else, Michelle? Yeah.
Becky's question.
Let me see. Oh, hold on. I had to clean up my thing. If you have live videos with little to no comments, that is a really, really good question. I would say no, not if you're doing them 3 times a week. If you're doing them every single day and there's another live video within your last 5 posts, then maybe. But if it's like a couple times a week, save them. I would. Yeah, because you never know when someone could be, maybe you're talking to someone about the business, because honestly, live video especially, it takes a while to get a lot of interaction there. You know what I mean? Like some people are afraid to comment. Some people are, here's just another, like I said, I could talk about live video forever, but this just popped into my head. To get more engagement on your lives, don't say hi to people when they join your video. Have them comment and say hello, because if you say hi to them when they just join and don't type anything, they don't have to work for your hello. So make them actually comment before you say hi. Just a tip that popped in my head, because then people are going to get on and know they have to comment before you'll address them. People love to get shouted out on Facebook for some reason. It's like a thing. So I would say that was my original thought. Say you did a really great live video when you first started your business and it didn't get a lot of interaction because you were still building up your engagement and your brand and whatever, but it was a really good live video. You could be talking to a prospect and say, hey, you know what? I did a really great post about like mindset and being scared about starting this business. I did it like 2 months ago. I'm going to tag you in it so you can watch it. Because with a video, once it's gone, it's gone. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't recreate that. Yes, 100% non-business. I try to do, now for me, as of recently, we just went through a switch. So a lot of my lives have been more business focused recently. But it's not 10 o'clock yet. Okay, I'll still ramble on for a minute about live videos. So I just actually gave this tip to somebody else on my team. And you guys might notice if you see my Facebook, my hashtag for my live videos is hashtag live date at 8. You don't have to have a hashtag, but here's what I will say. I learned this tip and it has helped me tremendously. If you're going to be doing consistent live videos, you want to try to do them at the same time of day and sort of have a little bit of like a theme around them. Because if someone wants to catch you live and they have no idea when it's going to happen, they're just going to miss it. But if they know, okay, Amanda's going to go live at 8 o'clock. Let me see if Amanda did a video last night. Is Amanda going to do a video tonight at 8 o'clock? Whatever. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to go live at 8 o'clock on the dot. Maybe you're always doing them in the morning. Maybe you're always like, I know a lot of people that do lunchtime lives. They always go live at their lunchtime, and people know that's when they're going to catch them. Because say This Is Us is like a big thing on TV. I don't get the hype. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. I'm not a This Is Us fan. But if This Is Us was on TV a different time, a different day of the week every day, a different time of day, maybe one day it was on at 8 a.m., maybe one day it was on at 9 p.m., do you think that people would be like frustrated because they didn't know when they could watch it because they wanted to see it so bad? So you're going to gain, but if they know, okay, I can catch This Is Us is just going to come on my TV whenever. But I know this other show is going to come on every Monday night at 8 o'clock, so I'll make sure I catch that one. You know what I mean? So just kind of I don't know why I was sharing that tip. Non-business topic lives. So that way you're kind of creating that following. Again, it's about knowing, liking, and trusting you. So if you're talking about your favorite recipe, if you're talking about a really funny, clumsy thing that you did that day, if you're doing a little interview with your kid or whatever, they're going to want to catch the next one. And then, surprise, it's going to be a call to action business video or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So definitely a good idea to break it up into non-businessy things. Like I said, my Facebook is not a good example of that this week because it's kind of been my focus with it just being this launch time. But typically, yeah, I'll go live and I'll talk about parenting or something crazy my kid did, or I'll talk about how I don't know, I can't think of an example right now. Like, oh, I'll do makeup videos because I suck at makeup. So it's like anti-tutorials, like don't do this. Like that's like thing people like to watch. So like just something funny that, again, that it's almost like you're creating a Facebook group, but within your Facebook. Like whenever I go live and I do a makeup video, people like get on to watch it and like they're like, oh my God, so-and-so, do you remember when she did this or whatever? So you're like creating that following and they're excited to see it. And it definitely gets me more views on my stuff that I then do about the business. That's for sure. Yeah. That was a really, really good question. My God, I can't believe that I didn't talk for an hour. It's because I didn't do it so rapid speed fast. That's why. Anything else? Any other questions or anything else, Michelle, that you want to add to that too, or anything like that I maybe missed or didn't think about? Like I said, I just tried to pick those three little oh, see, and I said that, and now I'm still talking, so I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead, Michelle.
You know what, Amanda? I know you way too well, so if I have something to say, I'm just gonna cut you off mid-sentence because there's really never that pause, comma for effect, so it's okay. No, you definitely had a lot of key points, and you brought a lot of things to attention that I've kind of drifted away from. But yeah, I definitely think you hit some major key points. We definitely differ on the posting approach, but like you said, everybody works differently. So if it works for them, it works for them.
Exactly. That's what, like, oh, and I'll cut you off. That's why I kind of said that in the beginning, because if someone is doing something totally different, but it's working for them, don't switch if it's working. If it's just like, I'm just frustrated because I'm not getting the traction that I want, then.
And people have to understand too, that you already have that following. You've already built that following. You've already made people trust you. And you know what, you guys, that's another thing too. When you come to us and say, what should I post about? How should I post this? What should I post? You guys, we can't give you our words because that's not who you are. And people are going to see right through that. So I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you what to post. You're going to go do it yourself. You know what Thrive is and what it does. Go be excited about it and talk about it. It's not going to sound right with you saying, oh my God, I just took the biggest shit of my life. I'm so happy because of Thrive. That's Michelle's thing. I always talk about poop. It's not a you thing, okay? Amanda's got leg hair. I don't have leg hair, but I do have lip hair. There are things that are not going to fit with you. We're Italian, Amanda. I mean, come on. I pluck. It's good. It's all good. So you guys just be yourselves and stop overthinking. That was probably the biggest thing that Amanda could have said was stop overthinking, because this is so simple. Just be yourself, you guys. You're selling you. You're not selling products. The products sell themselves. You let people see how good you feel. Let people see how good you look. Let people see how good you act, how you interact with people, and they're going to be like, why are you such a spaz? Why are you always so freaking happy? Every post is positive. You drive me crazy. Well, yeah, I'm trained to do that, but in all reality, I've got these two little things right here that are going to make you not be a bitch. And I'm very honest and open with that. But if you don't swear like I do, and you go say that, people are going to be like, okay, who is this? Like, so yeah, I think that that's probably the biggest thing. People say I want to be with you when I grow up. No, you don't want to be me. You want to be you. You want to be successful.
Be yourself on crack, or be yourself on Thrive. Like, that's what people are like, oh my God, but I just don't have your energy. I'm like, you may not have my personality, but you have my energy, and you can but you can have that energy and make it with your personality. You know what I mean? Like, just because you don't share your leg hair on Facebook doesn't mean people aren't going to know, like, and trust you. Like, you just have to be excited about whatever it is that's about you, you know, and just be unapologetically yourself. And then people are going to really give, if we're cussing here, people are really going to give a damn than what you have to say. So there you go. Now I feel like I'm like, oh gosh, now I can just let all the words fly out.
I know, watching you cringe over a swear word is so weird when we're like trying to be professional. You know me, professional or not, the F-bomb's going to be flying, and we're going to get poop in somewhere there. So, But you guys, this team is amazing. We have so many amazing different personalities, and we just all mesh so well together. And we're such a big, huge family. So you guys use and abuse us for sure. Ask us. We'll give you advice, but the biggest advice we're going to give you is be yourself. Don't be afraid. And if you're afraid to do lives, you are doing not only yourself a disservice, but you're doing your friends and family a huge disservice by not sharing this with them, because you could put a post up all day long, but if they're not seeing what it's actually doing to you and how happy you are and how much you've changed, they're not going to believe you. Anybody can write anything. It could be a script. But let them see how excited you are and watch how quickly your business grows. So when you get out and be like, you guys, I'm so nervous about doing this live. You guys, everybody already knows you. They're on your Facebook. So what are you nervous about? A booger? Check your nose before you start. Because quite frankly, I will blow my nose in the middle of a live. I don't care. That's who I am. Don't be nervous. Love who you are, because you are amazing. You can be successful. You are successful. You just have to get there. So go get there.
This is my favorite analogy when someone tells me they're afraid to go live on Facebook. Is I say, okay, so you say you have a kid, okay, and the kid really wants to ride a bike, and they know they have to ride their bike to school, but they're scared to do it. Are they going to get better at riding their bike by sitting inside and watching everybody else riding their bike? Or are they going to get better if every day they go out there and ride their bike a little bit and then they do it? It's not going to get any easier by not doing it. Like, yeah, you might have some crappy videos. Okay, you can go back through and laugh at them and delete them later when you feel more confident. Like, you know what I mean? But like just sitting and not doing them isn't going to make them any less scary. It's like literally just keep riding the bike and then you'll be, whatever. So
just think about what's the worst case scenario. That's what I do. Guys, even though I've been doing this for 3 years, I still procrastinate. Now, I'll share a little tidbit with you that don't know. I have late-stage Lyme disease, and it has affected my brain. So I have permanent brain damage, and unfortunately, it's my speech. So the later it gets at night, or my stress level, or whatever the case may be, even my diet affects my speech. So sometimes I'll say stupid things like, so if you run over and grab the microwave off the TV cart and you put it in the decaffeinator, and then I'm like, whoa.
It's hilarious.
Whoa. What the hell was that? I go live and this happens, okay? But there's nothing I can do about it. So if anybody should be afraid of lives, it's me, because I make a complete ass of myself. Like, I'm getting really lucky right now. I was hoping like something weird would happen, but for some reason I'm just like, I think it's because it's Amanda and she gets me so freaking hyped up. So you guys, what is the worst case scenario? You accidentally tell somebody that you put your socks in the microwave and it made no sense. What are they going to do? They're going to come back to watch you again because you're dumb. I mean, who cares? Be funny. Be yourself.
The only way you can do it wrong is not to do it at all. So.
Thank you. I think, as a matter of fact, I think we're going to make that a challenge this week.
Oh, well, let's do it.
I can't say it unless I'm going to do it, so I better be awful careful.
Wait, what? We're going to do what as a challenge? Just go live?
Going live.
And talk about putting our socks in the microwave?
We get to pick the topic. I think that somebody should have an accountability partner. People should tag up with somebody, and the other person has to decide what the other person go lives about. Blech. Yeah,
there it is.
I think we should have to, yes, and the one person should decide something crazy that the other person is going to just put in their live, and they have to say it no matter what.
Right, like a word of the day, like syphilis. You have got to go live today, and you've got to slide the word syphilis in somewhere for the points. Like, if you guys have syphilis, these DFTs will make you feel less syphilis-y. Less syphilis-y. I love that idea. Love it.
You're first. You have to do that one.
I will talk about syphilis and pooping all day long, baby.
Oh my God. No, Michelle's challenge would be not to talk about poop.
Oh, no, there's a challenge.
Not first.
Syphilis, huh?
So, these Zooms are great. People are going to watch these and be like, I need to be on that team. Like,
word of the day.
They poop, they drink beer, they smoke, they swear.
I really I should make syphilis the name of this video when I upload it on YouTube, but I won't.
Yes. The syphilititis crew.
We have to do a live word of the day now. For the month of October.
Oh my God.
So much for keeping it an hour. Amanda's
The
doing live.
last 2 minutes we were just talking about syphilis. So, I mean, can you really play with? So there you go.
How do you pull a syphilis?
All right, guys. Well, this is recorded, so I'll post it, and you can pass it along to your teams with a warning label that next to me if they watch the last 3 minutes of the video.
Thank you all so much for hopping on. Amanda, thank you so much for sharing such amazing stuff.
You're so welcome. All right, guys. Have a good night. Talk to you guys soon.